Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another edition of the DJR Diary. For this episode, I'm going to try something a little bit different. I'm going to have some gameplay going on in the background to kind of spice up the episode, see how things go with that, see if I like it in the end. So as I've spoken before on this channel, I'm interested in older media, older television, older film, older music. I've always gravitated towards older media. None is more evident than my love for older music, hence my vast vinyl record collection, some of which I've actually featured on the main channel. And the topic of today's episode is going to be diving into older music. So there is a 80s glam metal band by the name of Vinnie Vincent Invasion. Now, if you've heard the name before, you'd probably be right, as the, person that the band is named after, Vinnie Vincent, was a guitarist for the band Kiss from 1982 until 1984. So, Vincent would form this band after his departure from Kiss in 1984, also recruiting bassist Dana Strum, as well as drummer Bobby Rock, and of course the lead vocalist Mark Slaughter, who would go on to foster his own band later on named Slaughter, who is relatively popular. But the band would only break up after about 4 years, releasing 2 albums. Their first one was self-titled Vinnie Vincent Invasion in 1986, and the second one, which was their, at the time, final album, All Systems Go, in 1988, the latter of which is personally my favorite. So after 1988, the band would break up, but it wasn't until 2023 when it was announced that Vinnie Vincent Invasion would come back. As well as announcing the reformation of this band, he would announce a new studio album from the band titled Judgment Day Guitarmageddon Part 1, with Vincent providing both guitar and bass for the band, as well as Robert Fleischman providing the lead vocals and Kerry Jordan on the drums. So 2 years go by, and we don't really get any new updates from this supposed album that's going to be released. Well, in December of 2025, in the waning hours, the waning days of 2025, we got some new information as Vinnie Vincent officially announced the new album, Judgment Day Guitarmageddon, planned for a 2026 release. But another thing that he announced, which instantly caught people off guard, was the way that he was going to release this album. You see, he wasn't going to go through the conventional routes of getting signed to a record label and then having it released to streaming, maybe having some CDs, maybe some vinyls pressed. No. He was going to go a much different route. So, as well as announcing the album's release, he also made the decision to release the album as quote-unquote collector singles only, meaning that there would only be one song per disc, with the first song being released titled Ride the Serpent. So, okay, he releases the songs as collector singles on CDs, 1 track per CD. Sure, that's fine. But where the problem arises is that each CD, keep in mind this is 1 song, 1 track per CD, would be priced at $200 plus $25 shipping in the United States, and an extra $100 for shipping internationally, which means if you were purchasing this CD outside of the United States, you would own 1 song for $300, and that's not even taking into account the taxes. He did announce that each CD would be individually numbered and signed by him, as he announced that 1,000 CDs would be made of this song, Ride the Serpent, 500 for the United States, 500 for international. But he's taking pre-orders now, and if he does not reach 1,000 pre-orders, the 500 US, 500 international. If all 1,000 pre-orders are not fulfilled by the end of the time allotted, then nobody gets the song. They just don't ship out. And everybody would get their money back, of course. So, understandably, people were pissed off about this. People thought that this was a major scam, that this was Vinnie Vincent scamming his audience. And rightfully so. I don't think I know anybody who would even spend probably more than like $10 or $15 for a single song, much less $200. And this is for a band that not a lot of people knew about. I mean, of course, to people who follow Kiss religiously, they know about Vinnie Vincent Invasion. But in the grand scheme of even just glam metal bands in general, they're not necessarily widely known. So how you could charge $200 for a single song is beyond me. It really doesn't make a whole lot of sense, really. So not only that, he is also double, triple, quadruple, quintuple, pretty much infinitely has doubled down on the release. Now, at first, when he announced this release model, he gave the reasoning releasing each song $200 per song was because of the fear of mass piracy, which is an understandable concern to have. It's still like the song is gonna find its way to the internet anyway, even if all of the CDs are bought and it's shipped out and people get this CD, it's still going to leak on the internet. I don't think Vinnie Vincent understands the concept of CD burning. I don't think he understands that you can burn songs, that you can take songs from CDs, copy them onto the computer, and then upload them to YouTube or SoundCloud. I don't think he understands that concept. Maybe he still thinks it's the 80s. Maybe he did so much cocaine that he still believes he's in 1984. So when he first announced it, he said this, and I quote, "I understand the bitching, the moaning, the whining about price, but you must also understand that my situation is as such that my music is so desired that it will be targeted and taken away from me immediately, which I will not allow." This just screams ego, right? Like, this guy is way too cool to care about his fans. He has such a massive ego. He is willing to scam over his fans, ask for $200 for a single song, which, by the way, this song is available on YouTube. It's not a true mix, at least the mix that he's claiming is going to be on the album, but it is a rough cut from the album that leaked on YouTube. So you can go find this song on YouTube. And when I listened to this when I heard about this news, and this song is horrible. It sounds like 3 different songs going on at once. It's everywhere but nowhere at the same time. So when I listen to that, it doesn't necessarily have me salivating at the mouth to go and buy this $200 song. Like, honestly, I'd rather just let it go into lost media so I have something to put in my second ultimate lost media iceberg. But since his initial announcement and people obviously being upset at him, Vinnie Vincent has gone on what I can describe is a generational crash out that has all been cataloged on r/Kiss if you're interested in seeing that. So if you go on Vinnie Vincent's Facebook page, you'll find nothing but terrible AI slop and the most unhinged crash outs imaginable. It's honestly hilarious. Let me just read you a snippet of one of these crash outs. You can get a feel for the kind of mental state that this guy is in. So this is a post from r/Kiss. This is a subreddit dedicated to the Kiss band, who has also been chronicling this whole shit show. And this screenshot comes from a post on Facebook. I don't know what it is of. Essentially, this guy asks, why don't some fans pull some money together, buy the album, then throw it up on a torrent site? Everybody wins. And that's honestly, it's not like reasonable, but that's like kind of the route that you would think it was gonna go, that somebody would just buy the album, dump it online, and just call it a day. But Vinnie Vincent, this is how he responds. Hey clown, clown emoji, with poop emoji, 4 brains. You deadbeats are whining over 200 plus 100 shipping international, and you want your mind-controlled basement dweller matrix morons to chip in and buy the entire album so you could download it to other freeloaders. Crying emoji, 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 laughing while crying emoji. You get the point. Collectively, you dumb and dumbers couldn't count that high of an opening bid to try and pull off your pipe dream heist. Laughing, crying emojis again. So like, hearing this crash out, by the way, this guy is 73. This just sounds like a 3-year-old crashing out because he didn't get the toy that he wanted at Toys R Us. Like, this doesn't read like somebody with the mental fortitude of someone who has lived 70 plus years on this planet. But nobody really knows about this except, Kiss fans, former Vinnie Vincent fans. So yeah, in conclusion, don't scam your fans. It's not a good thing. Don't scam your audience, or you might end up like Boogie2988, who is currently right now tearing his house down because he's desperate for money. Maybe if things keep going like this, Vinnie Vincent will end up like Boogie2988. I don't know.